Hi, I'm Dennis Wiener, and I am the Vice President of Finance at Greene Resources. We are a Raleigh-based recruiting and employment staffing company, and we are an Intacct client. So we're using some pretty standardized dimensions like vendor, customer. Then we're also using employee and location. And one of the great things that we're going to utilize location for is to roll up our locations into a higher level P&L. And right now we've set up our locations so that it is pretty intuitive that they're broken into what I would call two separate divisions, but what we're going to call location groups or location structures. So I'm very excited about that. In traditional ERP systems, you don't have the same dimension structure that you have within Sage Intacct. And what that means is you have these leading account numbers when you're typically talking about a division, a location, a department. And with Sage Intacct, you don't have to do that. You have these text fields that that can be filled, and you can really just dive into true GL account numbers, and instead of having several different GL accounts that really mean the same thing, but they're also indicating department, division, or other identifiers. And what that ultimately leads us to is it leads to far fewer GL codes, which means you have less input errors, and it allows you to drill into the GL codes in a more reasonable fashion, and it ultimately ends with improved accuracy and efficiency. We have about 70, 75 internal employees, and what we use the employee ID field is not just for payroll expense, but also the benefit tracking. And we input the cost for each employee into Intacct on an employee by employee basis. So that allows us to track our true employee costs by the employee. Now, in addition to that, those employees that have expense reports, we also tag the employee field on those, and it allows us to report on what these individual employees are spending from an expense report purpose.